Well, now's the awkward time when I go live and for the first 30 seconds no one's here. And then all of a sudden everybody shows up like crazy because you get the notifications. By the way, if you're watching this on the replay and you want to be alerted every time I go live, you can click that little notification bell and you will be alerted every single time I go live. You could also follow me on Snapchat. I've been telling people on Snapchat for at least the last couple hours that I'm going to go live on here. So you can follow me on Snapchat if you want. Link is probably in that description. Or you can go ahead and hit that notification bell and you will always be alerted when I go live, guys. So it looks like we already got quite a few people here. It looks like 41 people so far have joined in the first 48 seconds and more joining. So basically what we're going to do today, guys, we're going to do a little Q&A session. You know how we do. Every once in a while. I haven't done one of these in about a month. I think the last time I did one was around June 1st, I believe. Around June 1st. So it's been like literally a month. And I'm going to try to do a live Q&A session once a month because I think it's fun. Like, I enjoy like talking with you guys and you guys asking me questions and all those kinds of things. And like, just, it feels like we're just hanging out when we go live versus when I post a video, it's like way more professional and then you guys comment and I go and read the comments at whatever time and stuff. So should be interesting. We're going to do live Q&A. Hope you guys enjoyed the 4 stocks I'm buying video. Just came out yesterday. I know you guys enjoyed it because it hasn't even been out for 24 hours yet and it already has like 5,500 views already. So I know you guys love that video. So I'm happy about that. So anyways, I got my drinks with me. Looks like we got quite a few people are joining or have joined. So we'll probably jump into the Q&A right now. So, you know, throw me a pitch, see what we got here, guys, and let's see what we have. Did you sell out of Starbucks? Wow, that's a good start. Yes, my Starbucks position was super small to begin with. Now, I want to make very clear, I'm not bearish on Starbucks. Like, it's not like I don't believe in Starbucks or something just because I kicked him out of the 4 stocks, you know, the main 4 stocks. Like, the 4 stocks video is the 4 stocks I believe in the most out of any stocks at that time. The most. Like, those are my 4 ones that I believe in the most. So the fact that Starbucks got kicked out, it doesn't mean I'm bearish on Starbucks or anything. It just means that it's not one of the 4 guys to make it. So that's kind of where I was at with Starbucks. It was just Cirrus Logic has me a lot more excited about the short and long term than Starbucks does, even though Starbucks, I think, has a great long-term future. What's your opinion on the Las Vegas Golden Knights? Oh, that's a hockey team that's coming here. I'm excited. Like, I had no clue until like 2 weeks ago, literally, that we had a professional hockey team. And then I saw there was an expansion draft. So as someone that lives in Vegas, like, I'm so psyched that we're getting professional sports teams, like the hockey team starting this year. And then the Raiders are coming here in like within the next 2 to 3 years, guys. So I'm freaking psyched. That's all I can say about that. Thought about Trump tax reform, think it will ever happen. Trump tax reform, I think it will happen at some point in time. I would say, you know, and with those tax reforms, there's always like, you know, 2 sides of it, right? One is, okay, let's say you cut a bunch of taxes on, you know, individuals and you cut it on corporations. Well, then that's obviously less money coming in. And then also a lot of Trump's plans are to expand the budget, like even spend more money. So then you need, you know, the economy to get even better and better and better and those kinds of things and wages to go up and everybody to be making more money. So it offsets that. It's a tough predicament there. I don't know. I think there will be tax reform of some kind. I don't think it will be as dramatic as he's trying to get, like, there's talk that he's trying to get like a 15% corporate tax rate, which right now the top companies out there pay like a 35 to 38%. No way, I don't think he's getting down to 15, but maybe could he get a 25, something around there, guys? Probably, and that would be a big boost to earnings, and that would make the market, where the market's trading right now, that would make valuations much more realistic if, you know, that did happen. So, thoughts on Alibaba? I mean, you know, it's the Amazon. Well, it's even, I would almost say Alibaba's in even a better position than Amazon is in America. It's like, you know, China's version of that. Alibaba's a great company, just well run. I don't know, something bothers me about owning the Chinese stocks because when you own a Chinese stock, it's through an ADR. Which is called like an American Depository Unit or Restricted Unit or something like that, which is, it's not the same type of ownership that you have in Chinese companies as you do American companies. So look deep into that and you will see, like, I don't have, you know, 3 hours to explain how complex it is, but you don't have nearly as much true ownership as you think when you invest in most Chinese companies, even if they're trading on the American exchanges. Really look into depth about that, guys. Like, because I've looked into Chinese companies, I've been invested in Chinese companies before, and when I really researched, I realized, like, dude, if they want to take away all my rights, like, I have no rights as a shareholder of some of these Chinese companies. It's different. It's different than American companies. So definitely look into that and those kinds of things, guys. So, all right, let's see. How's 3.9% yield on a high-income fund? 3.9% yield's a pretty good yield, especially if you're having to do no work for it or very little work. I mean, it's not bad at all. Let's see what we got. I wanted to invest in Samsung and had to jump in an ETF instead. How come? That would be my question to the Joker. How come you had to do that? You should be able to invest in Samsung. It's a public company. It's not traded in America, and I don't know if you even live in America, but you should still be able to invest in it. So, Tony Robbins' book, Unshakable Thoughts. I have not read it, so I don't know. I did watch an interview he did with Gary Vaynerchuk, and that was pretty interesting, but I don't know. Like, I feel like, you know, and maybe he's got good information in there, but I just think he's more like a motivation guy. Like, I don't know why he's trying to come in the stock market game. I don't know, like, you know, so I'm going to take it for what it is. Is it good to split your portfolio with growth stocks and ETF REITs? It depends on your perspective. For me, I like pretty much all growth stocks. I'm young, like I'm 27 years old. You know, I got different income streams. Like, I can take a little more risk, so I can be involved in growth companies. And I'm a long-term investor, so if a stock goes down, which we know one of my stocks is down a lot, right? I'm not, like, you know, panicking or something like that, or it's not like I need to sell those shares, or I need that money now. So if you're someone that's young, you're going to want to go more toward the growth. As long as you know what you're doing and you're not going like, you know, some speculative like penny stock or something like that. Like, you know, if you're young, you're in your 20s, go more growth at the end of the day, guys, especially if you care about looking into companies, because that's going to give you the best chance of a huge return long term there, guys. So, thoughts on Blue Apron IPO? I haven't looked into the company. I know the company, but I haven't looked into it, so I don't really want to give my thoughts. I do know that I believe they traded lower than what they IPO'd at, so maybe that's showing that the IPO market is slowing or something like that. So, my portfolio is tech heavy. Is that... Wait a minute. My portfolio is tech heavy. Is that good in right now's market? You know, and this was a debate. So, on the four stocks I'm buying video, right? The four stocks I believe in the most. 3 of them were tech related, and somebody actually kind of pushed me on this in the comments, and, you know, I kind of gave my points. And basically, and it's a good point, because, wow, 3 of the 4 stocks I believe in the most, right, are tech companies. That's, like, kind of crazy. That's not, you know, that diversified, right? Here's my thing. Like, the tech is where all the growth, is like where all the growth is right now. Like, you think about it, it's hard to not be a tech company. Like, you could say Tesla. Would you consider Tesla an automobile company? Would you consider Tesla an energy company? Or would you consider Tesla a tech company? In my opinion, Tesla is a tech company more than an auto company, more than a solar company, because it's tech that makes Tesla what Tesla is, right? So it's hard to not be in different techs. It's just, the main thing is you want to make sure you're diversified with different tech. So if you're tech heavy, make sure you got a lot of different tech companies, right? So for instance, the 3 tech companies that were on the video yesterday, right? One was Cirrus Logic. That's a semiconductor play. That has to do with smartphones, tablets, and connected home. Semiconductor play, right? The other one was Google, which has to do with YouTube and search and the Google Cloud. Very, very, very different tech type business than Cirrus Logic, right? And the other one was, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank right now. It was, GoPro. How could I forget my number 1 stock, GoPro? And that's an action camera company with drones and virtual reality, which is so much drastically different than Google and so much drastically different than Cirrus Logic. So I would just say, if you are tech heavy, which is hard not to be nowadays, right? If you're tech heavy, make sure they're different types of tech companies as far as the way they're attacking the market and going through things and those kinds of things, guys. So, all right, let's see what else we have here. Oh, Ryan's in the chat. He says, Jeremy, what do you think is more productive schedule, early birds or night owls? Well, I don't know if you've seen my video, Ryan, that I did maybe 3 weeks ago about why I go to bed at 4 a.m. I mean, personally, for me, it's going to bed super late. You know, I think I'm more creative and those kinds of things. But at the same time, if you're an early bird and you're very productive, then be an early bird. Like, I think it really just comes down to, I think everybody wants to be boxed in one of the things, and usually everybody wants to box people in the early bird thing. They want to say, if you want to be successful, you need to be an early bird. I say, that's not true. There's a massive amount of people that are very successful that are not early birds, that get up at noon like I do and don't go to bed till 4 or 5 a.m. So, all right, let's see what else we got here. All right. I want to make sure I don't miss any super chats either. So if anybody donates to me and I miss it somehow, make sure you guys draw my attention to that, because the comments go so fast sometimes I don't get to catch it all. Will higher wages hurt our stocks and the economy if it goes up to $15 an hour? Could in the short term, but you got to say, you know, wages going up in the long term is generally a good thing, a bullish thing, because it means everybody's doing better out there, right, generally speaking, and then they got more money to spend, more money to do things. You can say, well, eventually inflation will catch up with that. Yeah, and you know, it's always a balancing act. Wages go up, then inflation will start to catch up slowly but surely. It's not like wages go up and then inflation's right there, right? It just slowly comes up, and then, you know, we get stagnant wages again. Then you got to get the wages up, and then inflation comes back again. So, you know, could hurt in the short term if we went to that drastic of a measure, especially when a lot of states are still at like $8 an hour. Some I think are even lower than $8 an hour right now. You know, to go to 15 would be a big move. So I don't know. Let's see what we've got here. Is it smart to invest in penny stocks? I don't like penny stocks at all. If you got to really look at your, you know, there's so many penny stocks that are scams out there, because you don't have to go through nearly I could start a penny stock tomorrow. Literally, I could start a penny stock and say it's, you know, financial education stock you're getting, and it might not even be, guys. That's the God's honest truth. So, oh, we got a super chat, $5. Thank you for the $5. Josh8585. Do you trust a company when they say they want to reach $200 per share in the year 2020? Right now, it's an average of 130. The company is Ecolab. You know, that's a great question. That's something we never address. If that's weird, in my opinion, if I don't know if that's the CEO you're talking about said that, but I think it's very strange if a CEO or any executive, and that's like a big trust thing with me, I would not trust a CEO or an executive who comes out and starts talking about share price is going to be at a certain price by a certain date, because that's not controllable. The underlying business is controllable, but whether your shares are going to be at $100, $150, $200, that has nothing. You can't control that. You can do great with your company. You can expand it and do great. Doesn't mean your stock's going up. You could also do bad and your stock somehow goes up. Like, so the stock price doesn't always follow whatever's going on in the underlying company. So I would be very wary there. If that's a CEO you heard say that, or an executive that's talking about, oh, our share price can be a certain amount by that time, they should be talking about maybe earnings per share could be that at some point in time. Or, you know, if they're going to talk about share price, then it's probably around a question like, do you think your stock's undervalued right now, or something like that. And I'm okay if they say, yeah, we do think our stock's undervalued. You know, I do think that's okay. All right, let's see what else we have here. What do you think about day trading? Is it more risky to lose money or make money day trading in currencies? Day trading, you know, not for me at all. Like, that's just... And I know there's strategies to it, and, you know, you could go this strategy, and there's a million different day trading strategies, right? Not for me. Like, that's not my game. My game is long-term investing. My game is, you know, thinking out the next few years, trying to be, you know, envision where the company's going. If I can't envision where the company's going, the management hasn't sold me on that, then I don't mess with it. I love great balance sheets. Day trading, it's so far different. You know, it's something you do in the stock market, but it's so far different, guys. It's like... You know, I don't even know what to compare it to. It's like, you know, if you're someone that lays concrete for a foundation of building a house versus, you know, someone that, you know, puts the tiles on the roof. There's two very different jobs, guys. All right, let's see what else we got. Is it smart to reinvest your dividends, or is it even worth it? Will that make a big difference? If you're young, you always want to reinvest your dividends. Doesn't mean you have to reinvest them into that particular stock. Like say I got dividends for Win. It doesn't mean I have to put those dividends back in Win shares, right? But absolutely, if you're young, you want to always keep investing, keep building, guys. So that's the name of the game. And then once you get older and maybe you're retiring or whatever, and you're collecting all those dividends, then maybe you can live off those dividends at that point because you built up for all those years. How would you save for your kids' college/future? Oh boy, that's a deep question there. Oh boy, where should we go with this one? Well, I don't even know if I want my kids to go to college. I really don't. If my kids want to do something specific with college, like be a doctor, be a lawyer, something you need to go to college for, I'm all for it. Go to college and those kinds of things. But, and if you're saving for it, then the best way to save for it is put money away or invest money. Like, that's pretty simple. But, I just want to attack this question. Like, I'm not the biggest believer that college is even necessary, especially if you're in the business space. You can maybe go there if you need to be inspired or something, but like most of what I've learned out of business is outside of college, guys. Sometimes these college professors at some of these big universities that are teaching business, that are teaching economics, they've never really done anything. They've been employees their whole lives, guys, and I can't take advice from someone that I can't take advice about business from someone that never even built a business. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've got to have done it. It's like, I could never respect, if a football coach told me, to do this and do that, and they never even played football. So that's kind of my thing. So, but as far as if you want to save for college and future and whatnot, just put money away, put it in a CD account or whatever if you don't want to risk it. If you want to risk it, then make sure you're investing it and those kinds of things. But and there's like 529 plans, there's like the Gerber Foundation or whatever. You can do a lot of different things. They're all going to add up about to the same in the end, guys, but I'm just not sold on college. I own Win right now. Should I buy more or look into another stock? It's up to you. I mean, I believe in Win tremendously, and I have believed in Win tremendously for a while now, but I mean, that's totally up to you what you want to do there. All right, we got a lot of people on this chat now. All right, do you think Tesla is a good investment with all the Gigafactory and electric trucks announced? Seems Elon is going to dominate with them. So Tesla, I love Tesla. I just can't get over the valuation of Tesla. I can't get over the fact that that company produced, 85,000 cars. I don't remember the specific number, but it's a very low number, and they're trading at a $50+ billion valuation. Like, if they were trading anywhere realistic to, anywhere even close, I would absolutely be invested in Tesla. But the valuation's so high on that company, and the profitability, I don't like to invest in a company unless I can see them being profitable within the next 12 months. There's no way, in my opinion, Tesla's going to be profitable 12 months from now, not even 24 months from now, and even 36 months from now, I'm still not sure they're going to be profitable. So for me, Tesla's a no-touch, even though I love the business. I believe in the company a ton, guys. For a stock, I'm not touching that one. All right, let's see what we got here. This is an interesting question. Do you think being a stoner will affect my performance in the stock market? I don't know. You should. I don't smoke weed or I don't do any drugs, so I don't know. Maybe you'll be like the best investor ever because you'll just be like smoking and be high and be like, I know all the great stocks to invest in. Who knows? I have no clue. All right, what do we got here? Baba stock future. We talked about Alibaba already, so just watch that on the replay. All right, I'm sorry if this question was already asked, just got here. When do you think the market will react to an unfinished Obamacare repeal and an undone tax reform? No clue, no clue. I mean, I have no clue. It's just, you never know with these things. I wish I was in the minds of the big hedge fund managers and mutual fund managers. I'm sure they have meetings all the time and talk in private and, about these things, but I wish I knew when that was going to happen. Oh, Al's World of Finance. Thanks for the $5 there. I appreciate that. By the way, Al's World of Finance, you showed up on my recommended. You're doing some interesting stuff on your channel. So, keep going with that stock market news and whatnot. It looks like that's your focus. And congrats on your success and everything. And thank you for the $5. How are people's debt over there in the U.S.? Think there's a new bubble about to pop. We have a lot of debt in this country, you know, from credit cards, from student loans, from mortgages, from car notes. It's like ridiculous. You know, yeah, will the bubble pop eventually? I just don't know when it is. Is it 6 weeks from now, 6 months from now, 6 years from now? I don't know when that bubble's going to pop, but absolutely, I believe we have, you know, so many people are in such bad financial situations. If you really looked into depth about their financial situation, guys, you would see how bad a lot of people that live middle class. Oh man, I got such a good video coming out tomorrow. It's about the pyramid of wealth and how to climb the pyramid of wealth, guys. And in that video, I talk about the fake middle class versus the true middle class, and how a lot of fake people get, you know, into the middle class because they live in the suburbs or something, but they actually have way more debt, way more credit card debt, way more student loans, mortgage, car payments, you know, car loans, like way more debts than they actually have assets. And you think they're middle class, but they're really not middle class, guys. So be on the lookout for that video tomorrow. I think that will be a popular one. All right, questions. Do you think the next recession will be worse than 2008? Man, that's so tough because there's so many. It's like, how deep does it go? How deep does you know, whenever the next one does come, whenever it comes, how deep does it go? You know, and what's the government willing to do? I can tell you, if a recession happened very soon, it could potentially be very bad because interest rates are already still pretty low, even though they've raised them a couple times. It's better when you go into a recession and interest rates are pretty high at that time, because then you can just cut down the interest rate massively or cut it to zero. Like say it was at 5 or 6%, right? You cut it to zero, and then all of a sudden, you know, that opens up banking activity and those kinds of things. So, you know, the longer we go with a good economy, I think the less bad it will be because we can save it easier. All right. Always wanted to do and wanted to... Okay, that question got erased there. How do you donate to do the super chat thing? I don't know where it's on your screen, but there's like a little money sign, and that's how you donate. If YouTubers ever go live, you can donate that way. You hit the money sign, and then you give them whatever you want to give them. How does a miner invest? How do you open an AM investing account? Which one is the best one for adults? Oh, you're talking about if you're young and you're investing. You got to invest, you know, through your parents. If you're under the age of 18 in the United States of America, I don't know what the rules are. I'm pretty sure around the world it's probably 18, right? If you want to invest, you got to get your parents to sign up your account and do it that way, guys. All right. Real estate investing tips. I'm not a real estate investor, but I am in the real estate industry because I'm on the real estate marketing side. But as far as investing, you know, don't get over leveraged. That's the big thing. Like, don't go over leverage. Location is key. You know, when you're buying a house, when you're investing in real estate, like, location is key. You know, what's the school system around that house? What are the comps around that house? All that kind of stuff. All right. I turned 18 in January, and the only stock I own is Wells Fargo. So if you're turning 18 in January and you already own a stock, then I'm guessing you're doing it through your parents' fund. That was bought by a Wachovia. Where should I start and have control next year? The main thing is when you're investing, make sure you're buying stocks that you believe in. You understand the business well, you've read through the 10Ks, you've gone on their investor relations page. You know, if you want to look into Coca-Cola stock, type in Coca-Cola investor relations, read their annual report, read their 10K, read their 10Q. If you understand the business very well, you can understand it long term, then, you know, buy the stock. But if you can't really understand it, don't mess with stocks you don't really understand where the money's coming from, where the business is going long term, guys, because that's how you get burned in the end. Sirius XM potential growth. Haven't looked into Sirius XM, and man, it's been such a long time, like probably 7 years, literally, like probably 2010 is the last time. Sirius XM, I wouldn't say I'm a big fan of them just because, you know, I don't know anybody that uses it, and then like I use Apple Music and stuff. Like I don't even see a purpose for Sirius XM. I guess maybe they have some original content on there. Maybe it could be a potential buyout target for maybe say an Apple or a Samsung or a Google or someone like that. But it definitely would not be a stock I would own personally. What do you think of Frontier Communications customer stock? I haven't looked into it, so I would not know. What is the difference between an index and mutual fund? Mutual funds might be an index fund basically is one that tracks the exact, like if the S&P 500 goes up 0.5%, like your account will go up 0.5%. It like mimics whatever, you know, the S&P is. A mutual fund could be a little more selective. Like a mutual fund, the fund manager, depending on which one you're in, might only own 30 stocks or 50 stocks. So it might not, you know, correlate as much as an index fund as far as the market going up or down and those kinds of things, guys. What do you think is a good sector to invest? Man, there's so few sectors I like. Right now, I pretty much only like tech and leisure. I don't like retail right now. I don't like oil and gas right now. I don't like autos right now. I don't like, did I already say retail? Definitely don't like retail. Don't like the bank. So there's like very few sectors right now I like. So, you know, tech and leisure type stuff is pretty much about it. Do you ever look at UK stocks or purely US? Very rarely UK stocks, to be honest. There's so many stocks, you know, here in the States to look at. And then I do look into some, you know, stocks in China and some of those countries, you know, some of the Asian countries. So there's so much to look into. I don't really ever get around much to UK stocks. I think maybe the only UK company I ever owned was BP. Pretty sure BP's out of UK or somewhere in Europe. So I think that's the only one. If somebody wants to go to college this day and I guess that's supposed to say has no time, choose between engineering. Okay, that's another question. What type of music do you like? Very diverse. You know, I like everything from, you know, it depends. Like if I'm editing a video, I like smooth jazz. If I'm, you know, driving the car, I like hip hop. I'm very diverse. Sometimes I like R&B music, like old school R&B, like, you know, Usher from back in the day, stuff like that. It just, you know, I'm very diverse like that. And sometimes I like, you know, some get hype music, so. So retail stocks are no good right now or forever. I just don't like, I can't get behind retail stocks right now. Like Amazon's like on the hunt right now, guys. I cannot get behind pretty much any retail stock out there. There hasn't been a retailer that I'm like, I got to invest in that in a long time. And it hurts me because retail's arguably the industry I know better than any industry, guys. And there's just nothing out there that excites me retail-wise. What? Bitcoin or Ether worth buying? Depends on if you believe in their future. I'm not buying either right now, but you know, I don't know. I just don't know if it's good or not. Bullish or bearish on the financials? The financials, I would say I would be more bullish on. It doesn't, but at the same time, I don't like the banks. I wouldn't invest in banks. But at the same time, you know, banks are in a good position right now because the economy is relatively strong, right? The economy is doing pretty well. Housing is doing pretty well. You know, car sales are doing pretty well. So all of those things bode well for banks. And interest rates going up also bode well for banks. That means they're going to make more money, guys. So, and then possibly, you can look at possibly, you know, some of the regulations getting taken off the banks. Maybe that helps them be even more profitable. So, you know, the banks are, you know, if I had to pick bullish or bearish on banks, I would guess I would go to the bullish side. But I won't be buying any. All right, let's see here. If you're down 30-ish% on GoPro and most of your business is not recession-proof commodity puts, would a recession damage me? Yeah, if you watched my video the other day, yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm trying to diversify a bit. Thoughts on Netflix, Jeremy? Is it a buy? Yeah, once again, a company I love, but a company that's got such a high valuation. I'm just like, dude, like some of these companies, you know, Netflix, Tesla's, like they trade at ridiculous valuation. Amazon, I love some of these companies, but when you trade at valuations like that, like I can't bless a stock like that. I cannot get involved with that. All right, let's see what else we got here. Oh, we got a $5 super chat. Thank you, Joka, for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that. How many taxable and tax-deferred accounts do you have? And what stocks, mutual funds do you have in them? Keep up the good work. Well, the stocks I own right now are the 4 I mentioned on yesterday's video. And then as far as they're all taxable accounts. I have no account that's non-taxable right now. It doesn't mean I won't go that route in the future. Just right now, I do not. All right, and thanks again for the super chat, by the way. What are your thoughts on Blackberry? Possible turnaround company. Possible turnaround company. I mean, we all remember it as the dominant smartphone player before Apple came around, right? And then Apple just destroyed them, right? But they're big into services now, a lot into, you know, autos and getting into the auto, you know, smart car thing and all that kind of stuff. So Blackberry, a possible turnaround play. I can't get behind the stock personally, and I'm still, you know, I don't know if they have the right strategy to do it. It's just a little out of my circle of competence on if they're going to be able to pull off the true recovery and get that stock back to a, you know, $20, $30 stock from where it's at now. Opinion about snaps. I'm excited. I'm expecting a lot of revenue this quarter because I see a lot of ads on the app compared to Snap. I love long term. The revenue went up 296% last quarter. Like that's a mind blowing number. I love the company long term. I use the product a lot. A lot of people that follow me, you know, on Snapchat use the product a lot because I can see actually how many people look at my snaps, and it's quite impressive. So. You know, very bullish on Snapchat long term. I don't own the stock currently because I'm hoping, you know, it goes down actually, and then I can, you know, start buying in that one. But I'm not buying in even at the $17 level. I want it lower than what it's at now. All right, stocks besides your top 4 that you're looking at and have that have great growth potential. I don't know what happened. Oh, okay, I don't know what happened. I tried to exit the screen to look at some of the stocks I track. That didn't work out so well, guys, so I hope you're all still here. Oh, boy, that was a little screw up there. I guess I won't do that again. Let's see. Now I got to get the chat back, too. Oh, boy, this is screwed up. Okay, I got it back. I don't even remember what the question was. Oh, other stocks I like right now that I'm looking at. I'm looking at Qualcomm a little bit right now. I don't have an opinion justified enough on Qualcomm yet, so I'm looking into. There's nothing really else out there. I looked into Ambarella a little bit because that one's dropped to about $48 recently, so I'm looking a little bit into Ambarella. But there's not a lot out there other than the stocks I own that I'm like, I'm going to go out and buy that. So, oh, it looks like you guys are still here because it looks like I'm getting a bunch of things here. Tips for teens to earn money. Start neighborhood businesses, you know, do what you got to, landscaping, those kinds of things. Try to, you know, sell to local businesses. If you understand a lot about social media and you know, how to run accounts and do all those kinds of things, you know, try to sell to local businesses, you know, be professional, have business cards made up, and go out there and grind and talk to business owners in your community and say, you know, hey, this is what I can offer you. I'll do pictures for you. I'll do this for you. You know, if you're young, you probably understand a lot about social media and how social media can you know, change things for the better for businesses and those kinds of things. And a lot of the older folks just don't understand it or don't realize opportunity. So that is a huge opportunity there. Penguin Squad, thank you for the $10 super chat. You were the highest super chat of the day. I don't think we've had anything above $10, so thank you for that. Hey, been watching your videos for a while. I'm probably one of the only people besides you who still believes in GoPro. Woohoo! Yes, we're the 2 people. You made me tons of money with your advice. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're you know, doing well. And I hope and pray that you are not investing in GoPro because I am bullish on GoPro. I hope that's your own decision there, Penguin Squad, because one of the things that disappoints me more than anything is when people would just buy a stock or don't buy a stock just because of what my opinion is on it. That like bothers me. Like I'm trying to teach everybody how to fish. Like I want everybody to fish on their own. I don't want to catch the fish for everybody. So I think the best thing that's ever happened to this channel is arguably GoPro going down, because then that's kind of showed the world that you can't just jump in my stocks. The worst thing would be if GoPro was doing great. Let's say GoPro was up 100% and Win was up 100% right now. And, you know, I'm up on Google as well. If that was a situation, everybody would just be investing in my stocks. They would just see me on, you know, here, and, you know, whatever stock I bless, they would just put money in it. And whatever stock I say, you know, anything negative about, they would not buy that stock. So like literally the best thing to ever happen to this channel was GoPro going down, and me being down big on GoPro right now, because then people realize, oh shoot, like I shouldn't just, you know, I shouldn't just buy a stock because Jeremy's buying it or whatnot. So I'm actually, like, if there's one great thing about GoPro going down, like, that is the key right there, guys, because you should never just buy a stock because I'm buying it, or because a guy on TV is buying it, or because Warren Buffett's buying it, because anybody's buying it, guys, because we all make mistakes out there, and sometimes we go down on positions, sometimes we have to sell for a loss or whatever. There's no one out there that's perfect, so you should never throw money in a stock unless you truly believe in it, not just because someone else believes in it. And I just want everybody to fish on their own and do their own great stocks. All right. What percentage of your portfolio is in stocks? 100% at the moment right now, as far as I only own stocks right now. I don't own anything else. All right. What else do we have here? Are you going to invest in Spotify? I probably wouldn't invest in Spotify if they did come public, just because I think Apple's got an inside track there. I think Google's got an inside track on music, and you know, I like Pandora. I think Pandora is good, but I wouldn't invest in Pandora. So yeah, Spotify, Pandora, those type of companies, and it's just not for me. What do you think about Frontier Communications? Oh, Hut Vines, I already answered that. I do not track Frontier Communications, so I do not want to even give my opinion on them because I do not know it. All right, Average Joe Investing. I made a mistake yesterday and had to make a video apologizing about today. Haha, I feel you. Oh, Penguin Squad, thanks for another $5 on the super chat there. How do you feel about ETFs? ETFs, I mean, they're good if you're older, like if you're 50 plus years old, or if you're someone that doesn't want to invest. And I would say every single person that's watching this video right now, this live stream, you guys are all go-getters, and pretty much all you guys want to go pick your own stocks. Pretty much all you guys either want to own businesses or start passive income streams. So like pretty much everybody that watches my channel, right, is a go-getter. So ETFs is not the best way, in my opinion. Like, you can be a successful stock picker. Someone on my channel left a comment the other day, and this happens every once in a while. They were like, "Oh, you can't be a stock picker and this and that." I'm like, bullshit, dude. I've done it, you know, successfully for such a long time now. Like, and the only time I wasn't successful in the market overall is when I got involved with, you know, trying to trade stocks versus owning stocks and investing in stocks and margining and those kinds of things. So I'm like, you know, as long as you put in the work and you understand a business and have a strategy, the strategy I lay out in my book. By the way, thank you for everybody that's bought the book, and I hope you guys all enjoyed it. I've had pretty much nothing but positive feedback. But, like, you know, you can be a successful stock picker. ETFs, like, if you're old, like you're 55, 65, 75, you know, ETFs fine. Like, dude, you can be a great stock picker as long as you got the work ethic for it and as long as you got the strategy for it. All right, what else do we have here for questions? We got them still coming in. I think we got more people on the live stream than we've had any time before. I think we got 178 now. Can we find your book on Amazon? Absolutely. It might even be linked in this live stream. I don't know. I have the book linked in every single video, though, so you just click on that and it'll take you right to it. Would you recommend stock investments over real estate? For me personally, absolutely, without even question. Real estate's a great way to build wealth. I just think stock market investing, for me personally, is the better route. But maybe you don't have the, you know, ability for stocks. Maybe you don't have, you know, you don't want to sift through 10Ks and 10Qs. Like, these are big reports you got to read, right? 50, 100 pages you got to read. Like, you got to become a great reader to read, you know, through these reports, right? So maybe that's not for you. So maybe real estate investing is the easier route. Real estate investing is still not easy. You still got to stick to a strategy. You got to have money behind you, those kinds of things. So for me, stock market investing over real estate any day of the week. I released a video, I don't know, 2 months ago, talking about the differences between real estate investing, stock market investing, and why I'm a stock market investor over everything. All righty. Apple AAPL, almost a buy and hold long-term home. Okay, I guess I was talking to somebody else in there. Average Joe Investing, any chance to get a book autographed off Amazon? You're the reason I finally got off my butt. No, I have no reason, you know, to autograph books or anything like that. I think that's cool that anybody would even want an autographed book from me, but no, I don't have any plans for that. And as far as, like, somebody asked if I would ever come out with, like, a hardcover book, it would be, like, unrealistic and not financially. Maybe someday I'll release books that, you know, will be, like, hardcover and whatnot, but at this stage, you know, of the game, it's not happening. All right, Dow and DuPont are merging. How often do mergers really work out? mergers and, oh man, you know, mergers and acquisitions, usually, the truth is they usually don't work out. Yeah, the companies usually never get a better return on investment than what they could have done if they just built out their business, things like that. I've seen so many companies pay billions of dollars or hundreds of millions of dollars for another company, and the merge just absolutely fails. It absolutely fails. It's so hard to bring two cultures together, two companies together, two, you know, sets of egos together and make it work. It's really difficult. And then to, you know, explain to your customers why you've done this and all those kinds of things, guys, it's really difficult to make it happen. So, you know, man, it usually doesn't work out, I'll be honest. As far as, you might be able to, you're going to push up your profits, you're going to push up your revenues, generally speaking, but as far as getting the full money back for whatever you bought that other company, you might not get it ever, or it might take you 30 years to get the true payoff on that, guys. So, and there's some that is great, right? You know, you look at, you know, Facebook buying Instagram. Like, that was the best steal of the century. Facebook bought Instagram for $1 billion. Instagram's probably worth $100 billion now, right? Google bought YouTube, the platform you're watching us on, for $1.65 billion back in 2006. It was. You know, YouTube, you could argue that, you know, YouTube by itself would have over $100 billion valuation. So sometimes it works out like way great, but most of the time you don't get the ROI on it. What do you think about gold and silver? Good ways to play volatility. I am invested in silver. I do own actual physical silver. And yeah, just good ways to play volatility. I played gold before. I was heavily invested in gold in August 2015, I believe it was. It was a very volatile time. There was a lot of worries about China, you know, was getting really weak, and United States was just kind of holding up okay, and there was like, oh man, are we going to go into a global recession or something like that? There was a lot of worries if you guys were investing and paying attention back in August 2015. That was kind of the scenario then, and at that time I was super heavy in gold, but that was the only time I had ever, I think, invested at all in gold, and especially the only time I was ever super heavy in gold. All right. Is it better to wait for a recession or invest now, even though it could come next month? Well, the problem is, if you're waiting for the recession and the recession doesn't come for 10 years from now, then guess what? You just missed out on a massive amount of money you could have made, right? You know what I mean, guys? So you never know when it's going to happen. Like, there was people talking about recession back in 2000, you know, we came out of the recession in 2009, right? Then there's people talking about we might go double dip 2011. Imagine if you're thinking, oh man, maybe we're going to have another recession. And then you missed out in 2011, 2012, 2013, 14, 15, 16, and 17. You missed out on massive amounts of gains because you were waiting for the recession. So, you know, trying to play that is a dangerous thing to do unless you're like 99.9% sure we're going to have one or something like that, guys. So, all right. Dang, Penguin Squad again in the Super Chat. Like, you donated the most money, I think, on Super Chat history right now. This is like your third or fourth donation. But aren't ETFs good for diversifying? Yes, they are absolutely good for diversifying. However, my opinion on that is I'm personally one that doesn't believe in huge diversification. Like, I generally own between 3 and 6 stocks. Once again, ETF, good if you're older and you can't take that type of risk, right? Because if you're in 3 to 6 stocks, you're definitely much more of an aggressive player, right? You're much more of an aggressive mode. But I got to put my money, at my age, I got to put my money in the best chance to make a lot of money long term. You know what I mean? That's the way I play it. So ETFs are absolutely great if you're conservative, you want to diversify, absolutely. You're older, so I'll probably be invested in ETFs when I'm in my 50s. If I'm blessed enough to make it to that age, I'll probably be investing in ETFs in my 60s, maybe even bonds and things like that, guys. But at 27, no, there's no way I'm going to play it that safe, guys. There's no way I'm playing it that safe. It's one life to live, man. You gotta go for it. Doesn't mean you got to do stupid stuff like when I did stupid stuff on margin trading and whatnot. But you got to be as aggressive as possible if you want to go get it, guys. What do you think about eBay reselling as a teenager? Phenomenal. You can absolutely be a successful eBay reseller if you got the work ethic for it, guys. If you got the work ethic and you got a smartphone, you can see the prices of everything. And then the great thing is, after about 3 or 4 or 5 months of doing it hardcore, you'll be able to walk in a store and know exactly what something is selling for. You can go in Ross or TJ Maxx or one of those, companies that sells, name brand products for like a cheaper price or whatever. You can go in there and see a shirt and be like, oh, that shirt would sell for $20 on eBay. They're trying to sell it for $8 here. Even after the eBay charges and whatnot, I can probably make a $5 profit on that. I need to pick up this shirt. You're going to be able to look and go into a store and know prices instantly. The same way, I have hundreds of companies in my mind that I know that, what they do for their business, like how they make their money and whatnot. I have a ridiculous profile in there. You'll get to that level as a reseller on eBay, and it's phenomenal in putting you in that entrepreneurial spirit. And it's a phenomenal way of just making money in general, guys. And I think when you start making money on your own and you prove to yourself you can create money and not just collect a check, I think that's just big mentally for you, and I think it will push you later in life. So I think reselling on eBay for teens, one of the best things you can do, guys. One of the best things. And by the way, shout out to anybody under the age of 18 that's on this live stream right now. You guys are going to be successful. That's all I'm going to say about that. Thoughts on affiliate marketing for passive income? Are there better options in this economy? Affiliate marketing for passive income can be good, but the trick is with affiliate marketing, you really got to build a big base to make it work financially. Like I can tell you from my affiliate marketing, I was actually just looking at my numbers earlier. I think I made $300 from Amazon affiliate links this month, but you got to understand the channel gets 15, 20,000 views a day. And that only $300 for affiliate links. So affiliate marketing is my lowest income stream. And of course, I could drive more traffic to that by talking about the other books I have linked in the description and movies I have linked in there, and like I think I have a book on business in there. I could drive more traffic to that. But at the end of the day, like the ROI versus what I make from YouTube ads and book sales and my real estate business, like affiliate marketing is a very, very small amount there. But I guarantee you there's people like Casey Neistat, right? Casey Neistat, the vlogger here. All he ever has in his description is like his setup, and people love to know his setup. What cameras is Casey Neistat using? What microphone? What's all this stuff Casey Neistat's using? What drone is Casey Neistat using? He's got all that stuff in there. I would say Casey Neistat's probably making $100,000 a month. And maybe not now because he doesn't post as often, but when he was in his prime and he was posting every day and every video was getting million, 2 million, 3 million views and he was doing it daily, that guy, I could almost guarantee you he was making about $100,000 a month from those Amazon affiliate links he had linked in his description, guys. So there's definitely a lot of money to be made, but you got to really be bringing in traffic to your podcast or to your YouTube channel or whatever to really make it financially work in a huge way. So that's kind of my opinion on that. All right. What do you think about companies that are toward the gaming industry like AMD, Intel, Nvidia, and so on? Well, gaming's in a weird place right now. For me looking out, and some other people might have a better insight than I do, but as far as when I look out at gaming, I see consoles still being there. I see the growth of mobile gaming, gaming on your phone, gaming on your iPad, which is a different experience. I see virtual reality. I see Oculus out there. Like, I see so many different things that it's hard for me to really tell who's the clear-cut winners there, and maybe it is AMD, and maybe that is NVIDIA, and maybe that's the best way to play it. I don't know. It's, I just can't see the vision right now, as far as who's going to win that. But, somebody else would probably have a better answer than me on that. I'll just tell you that much. Have you thought about getting sponsored on your channel to bring a little more money through advertising other people's businesses? Absolutely. I could be making an extra $3,000 to $5,000, almost guaranteed a month, if I sponsored products. Like instead of this Vegas poster behind you, I had Fidelity Investments up there. I had TD Ameritrade. I had Robinhood app. Like I would be making thousands of dollars because they would pay me because I'm getting so many views and so many people follow me from the entire investing landscape, from people just learning to very advanced investors to medium investors. In stock market, like brands would pay me massive amounts of money, thousands of dollars per month to advertise or give them a shout out or whatever. But for me, I just don't want to. And I don't want to even use the word sellout because then it sounds like I'm coming against people that do that, and I'm not. Because you make money, you make money. As long as it's legal, do it, man. Make your money. But I just am like, you know, I think there's bigger opportunities than me chasing money from sponsors and those kinds of things. And then how much time am I spending on that? Do I have an employee doing that? Or what if I'm personally doing that? That takes away time that I could be spending recording and trying to get the, you know, the content good. So there's a lot of different, you know, factors there. Could I actually, you know, make a lot more money doing it? Absolutely. Am I interested in it? No. I'm interested in pretty much only selling my own products. Penguin Squad, you have too much money, dude. You have donated like 65 times in the super chat today. I appreciate it. Holy smokers. Let's see what question you got now. What's the best, this is a good one here. What's the best way to make money for lazy people? Oh, man. That's a really good question, actually, because there's a lot of lazy people that would love to make money, right? Okay, so if you're really good looking, you're a guy, well, first off, you're probably not that lazy if you're a guy and you have muscles coming out of everywhere right now, you know, coming out of everywhere, and you're beautiful and whatnot. But if you're a really good looking person and you're lazy, which I've met a lot of very good looking people who are very lazy, you're a hot chick, you're a hot guy, I would say absolutely go social media, like build, you know, take pictures of yourself flexing, like have people take, you know, photo shoots of you, you know, just flexing, doing stuff like that, selfies, you know, show up a little bit of cleavage here, show a little bit of ass, and I guarantee you, you're going to build up people if you're good looking enough and you're a lazy person. And then guess what? Brands will start reaching out to you and saying, hey, you know, can you do this or do that? But as far as, you know, if you're not, let's say, a great looking person, you can't do it that way, it's going to be hard for you to make money out there, guys. I mean, if you're lazy, you got to go get it. Don't matter what you do. At the end of the day, you got to go get it. Like, everything is working, and it's just what level are you willing to put in. So there's really no true way. Unless you're beautiful. If you're beautiful, I'm telling you, you could grow on Instagram like crazy, guys. All right, let's see. Should I go all in on GoPro? If you're crazy. Well, it depends on how much money you have, first off. If you're, like, putting in $400, you know, you're just starting out. You're just starting in the game, so that's not going to make or break you if you lose or make that $400 into $800. If you lost all the money, right? That's not going to make or break you. But if you got $100,000 in the market, then that's super risky. And I'm trying to never go all in on a company ever again. Like, I've done that in the past, and most of the time I've been successful, but I just don't want to ever go that route again. I want to always be diversified, and at minimum 3 stocks, guys, because I don't want to go that route ever again. Why you don't buy really good cheap stocks? Why you don't buy really good cheap stocks? I'm not sure exactly. If you could explain that a little better. Like Buzzin and Square? I don't know. I can't buy all the stocks out there. I got to put my money in the best ones I think are the best ones to put money toward. That's pretty simple there. We'll probably end this live chat in about 8 minutes, guys, just so you know. I'm planning on ending it at the hour mark. We're at 52 minutes. All right. What do you recommend for a 15-year-old when getting started with finance? Well, you need to buy this book right here. No, you know. You need to absolutely be watching all my videos on Stock Market for Beginners. I have so many videos on this channel about Stock Market for Beginners. Like, type in Stock Market for Beginners in YouTube and you'll see tons of my videos there on the first page, right? So you absolutely need to be watching all those. You need to be watching other people's videos about Stock Market for Beginners. You need to be paying attention to successful investors, like hearing conversations, hearing interviews they do. Like, when I started investing, I paid attention to anything Warren Buffett does. And even to this day, if there's a Warren Buffett interview on, I'll record it. I'll put it on the DVR or whatever if I'm not up at the time that he's interviewing. So you just got to learn. YouTube is such a great platform. When I started investing, YouTube was not at the level where, you know, you could really learn about investing. Like, the only opportunity I had on YouTube, I would watch Warren Buffett videos, guys, and that is it. So, you know, if you're a youngin', you know, just be watching videos constantly, just be reading about stuff, just be learning about you know, the stock market in general and investing techniques and all that stuff, guys. So, Penguin Squad, I'm going to have to block you from donating anymore. You've overdone your donation. No, I appreciate it. I gave another $2. I have funds. Yay, you're the best. All right. Let's see. How often will you live stream? I'm going to try to do it once a month, guys. Once a month live stream, trying to keep this going. So, probably next one won't be to the very end of July or the very beginning of August, sometime around then. Do you know who Jack Chappell is? Jack Chappell, another great stock market YouTuber. I do know Jack. Like, I don't know him personally. I never met him in person, but I did talk to him once on Twitter, or twice on Twitter. And yeah, I think he's got a video that's got like almost 800,000 views on Stock Market for Beginners. Like, that guy, like, I've tried to knock him off of that #1 spot. Like, if you type in Stock Market for Beginners, if Jack's watching this is hilarious. I've tried to knock him off with Stock Market for Beginners video. I can't knock his video off because his shows up #1. Jack, if you're watching this, is kind of hilarious. I want to knock your video off of #1. I want my video to be #1. I can't ever do it. And my video always comes underneath his, and I'll try to release every like couple months. I'll try to do something Stock Market for Beginners. I'll try to tag title it like crazy, and I can never fucking knock him off. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, but yeah, I do know Jack, and I'm sure he's a good guy and whatnot. And he's doing some interesting stuff with his channel. I saw, I think it was like a week ago. I think he's going more news route, stock market news route. So I think that's interesting. We got a few different people on YouTube trying to go stock market news, and they're trying to base their channels more off of that. I think it's great. Will Amazon take over the world? Probably. No, I mean, in the end, Amazon's only going to achieve so much, right? Everybody thought Walmart was going to take over the world, and then they didn't. And now everybody thinks Amazon's going to take over the world. Is Amazon going to put a lot of businesses out of business? Yes, they absolutely are. Will they, end everybody? No, absolutely not, guys. There's going to be still plenty of businesses that do okay. Just because they buy Whole Foods doesn't mean all grocery stores will go out of business, but I'm sure a lot will go out of business, guys. So that's my thoughts on that. Oh, Penguin Squad, don't tell me you did a super chat again. Oh, you Penguin Squad. I'm 23 and now I started investing when I was 21. I have a couple 100,000 in the market. Obviously, you have so much money because you've done like 8 million. Like, I'm going to look at the results on this, and there's going to be 47 transactions from Penguin Squad who donated $85 million in the super chat. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoy the channel and whatnot. Joseph Austin, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I very much appreciate that. I'm going to wrap this up here, guys, in a few minutes here. What do you do for a living, Penguin? You know what? I want to know the same thing because that dude's got money. All right, let's see what else we got here for questions, guys. We only got a few more minutes, so get your questions in now because we're ending this in like 3 minutes. Jay LaFortune, please answer my question or you'll stop being my favorite financial educator. Well, what the hell's your question, dude? You don't. You need to ask a question, not just put that. Do you recommend investing in mutual funds through a bank? Through a bank? I don't think so. I mean, if you're going to invest in a mutual fund, just do it through your brokerage and make sure you're researching what investment funds are the best and those kinds of things, guys. So that's the route to go there. Favorite economist / political figure? Oh, political figure, no one. If you know me, I hate politics. I hate politicians. Like, that's just a secret between you and me. Like, definitely no one. No one. I don't like any of them. But as far as economists, I don't really like economists either. I love Warren Buffett. I love actual business owners. I love Steve Wynn here on Wynn Resorts. I think he's got a beautiful mind for business. I love, I love obviously Steve Jobs. He's such a, everybody loves Steve Jobs pretty much, even if you're not into business. I love Elon Musk. Like, I love anybody that's doing big things business-wise, even small business-wise. I love my old CEO at my old company named Quick Trip, Chet Cadjo. Like, I just love hearing successful business people speak more than anybody. Like, that's the #1 for me. And everybody else is really secondary. Don't really get into a lot of other stock market people's opinions because I just think my way is the best way. And I think, I think I'm out there, maybe outperforming some of these guys, over the course of my career. So those ones I don't pay attention to. But business leaders, like the dude that started Paul Mitchell, John Paul DeJoria. Love John Paul DeJoria. Like, I love watching his videos and hearing about how he started Paul Mitchell with no money and, he had his son living out of a car and, hearing that story. And I love his opinion on a lot of different things, guys. So, and he's got the same mindset as me as far as, like, don't look for politicians to save you because they're not going to save you. You got to save yourself, and that's the bottom line. Penguin Squad donated again because he's got so much damn money. I work in an office making roughly $1,000 a week. That's good. That's good for you, Penguin Squad, and I appreciate all your super chats. And I'm glad that you're a successful investor. That's the main thing. Joseph Austin, thanks for a $2 super chat. What do you think about buying what do you think about AT&T buying Time Warner? I think it's a good strategic move. I think a lot of these there's so much changing, guys. There's so much changing with these big companies that, are worth tens of billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars, these Time Warners, these AT&Ts. There's so much changing that I think it's interesting they do that, but they kind of have to do that because the whole landscape's changing. Like you think about content, you think about how much my parents watch TV versus how much I watch TV versus how much my son will watch TV. My son won't even watch TV, right? Regular cable probably. I watch it like an extremely small amount. Same thing with my wife. My parents watch it a ton, right? So Time Warner's done great with those people over time, but now the whole game's changing. And I spend all my time, if I have free time and I'm not working on YouTube stuff, if I'm not doing my real estate stuff, if I'm not, spending time with my wife and kids, like what I'm doing, I'm watching YouTube. I'm watching my favorite YouTube creators and things like that, guys. So the whole game is changed and whatnot. So, I think it's just interesting, but I don't have an opinion on, will this make them super successful, those kinds of things, guys. So, anyways, we just hit that hour mark, so thank you so much for everybody that joined the super chat. Thank you for everybody that donated in the super chat. Penguin Squad, you the top donator. I should put a Penguin Squad picture up here because you donated so many times. But I appreciate all the donations, guys. I appreciate you just joining me in general. This is fun. It's fun to just hang out with you guys and, talk about all this stuff and, just take questions. It just feels like we're hanging out, like we're on the couch just, BSing or whatever. Way different vibe than when I release a regular video. So have a great Sunday. Tomorrow, be on the lookout for my video I'm looking so forward to releasing. It's about climbing the pyramid of wealth and the 5 tiers of true wealth in America, in most developed countries, guys. So I think it's going to be an awesome video. I think you guys will really enjoy it. So be on the lookout for that. That will come out at some point tomorrow. Once again, thank you for joining me. Thank you for all the super chats, guys. Shout out to everybody who did it, and have a great day, and we'll do this again next month. Peace.